Hey, welcome. Glad to have you back at another episode of Pastor and the Professor. Last week,
Last
we
week
went a
on
long time.
We did,
Yeah.
and we're going to try to be better. And right now they're running over to the far right, saying, "Okay, I still see the counter at whatever."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. But if you're not there yet, and you can't be,
Yep.
maybe Andy just let it run in an empty studio. So don't believe that number.
That's right.
It might not be our fault.
Andy's. Let's
Whoever,
blame it on Andy.
whatever. Yeah, it's like that famous Charlize Theron in a Bagger Vance. She had to make an apology to Matt Damon, and she said, "I apologize, but I want you to know it wasn't my fault." That's a great apology,
I
isn't
like
it?
that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but it's not my fault. Just
Tell
so
me-
you know.
Tell me what the problem is with that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry you feel that way, or something like that. All right.
This
But
is
we are last song,
I was going to say it's our last one.
and we could have done so many, but we've been doing ones that we like.
Yeah,
We've kind of stepped out of the categories.
we have.
Other than categories of songs we like.
Psalms we like. Interesting. Interesting
Exactly.
psalms.
Right, and not too long. So this is Psalm 112. I don't know if we told them that yet, but 112, 10 verses.
Yep.
Boom. Should we do, what are we doing?
Let's
1
just,
to 5?
let's just do one.
One.
Just
Okay.
kind of, that seems to be like the introduction.
True. Yeah.
Okay? So
All right.
let's try it.
Okay.
Praise the Lord. Blessed is the man who fears the Lord, who finds great delight in his commands. Okay, so in this psalm, this is directed toward the one who's like Psalm 1 you were saying.
Right. Blessed is the man who, now in that one it starts with, doesn't,
who doesn't.
walk, stand, or sit with evil, wicked scoffers. So he avoids. Now this is, blessed is the man who, but now we get the positive.
Yeah.
Who does.
Yeah. And this is going to be what life is like when you're not with the scoffers and the sinners.
Right.
And, yeah.
That's good, because so if I'm not going to be with those people,
What's it like?
then you
Yeah.
can't leave people in a vacuum.
No.
So give them
Uh-uh.
something.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's fearing the Lord and delights in commandments, and that'll leave us saying, at first that sounds like all law, and I'm not sure how much I delight in law.
Yeah. You know, the interesting thing on this, you fear the Lord, okay, you respect him, you stand in awe of him.
Right.
But the second thing is, what do you do with that respect and that awe and that faith?
Right.
You delight in being able to live it out.
Doing something, because
Yeah,
you can't just say there, oh, yes,
Yeah.
or not even nodding your head.
Yeah.
Well, do something.
You know, I mentioned in our Wednesday Bible class a couple weeks ago, I said, we preachers are told you preach law and gospel.
Right.
I'm a sinner,
God
but I'm
forgives.
saved.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't deserve his grace,
Mhm.
but it comes to me anyway.
Right.
But I said, there's always that other element that has to follow it, and that's application.
Right. Sure.
Which is Ephesians 2, 8, 9, and 10.
10.
You're saved by grace, not faith. You can't boast about it.
Mhm.
But
we are his workmanship.
created in
Created
Christ Jesus.
for good works
Yeah.
that we should walk in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think this is what's going on here is, okay, you got this God who loves you. You're a
Right.
sinner. You
Okay.
respect him. You honor him. You worship him. Okay.
Right.
Now find joy in living for him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In fact, wouldn't you want to?
Yeah.
You know, you and I grew up with great dads. And if dad was doing something interesting,
Yeah.
it would be terrible if mom had to say, you should get out there and help.
Yeah.
It was like, well, I like being out there.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know, and I have the chance to go out there, and maybe it's not exciting. Here, hold this. But it would be terrible if I said, no, I don't want to go. Oh no, let me get out there.
Or how terrible if mom said, why don't you go out there and work with your dad? And dad said, you know what? Go away.
Oh,
I can do this quicker, more
Yeah.
efficiently if you would go. But
never thought of that, because that would just never have happened.
that never would happen. My
Never.
dad, if his big one was, hey, can you hold the light over here
Yeah.
for me? Now I want to show you what I'm doing.
Yeah, right.
Right? And then,
exactly.
and then maybe he'd let me try it. Oh,
Yeah.
I'll tell you the big one.
Okay.
When I was allowed to put the plug back in the oil pan.
Oh,
Because if
yes,
you do it
that's
wrong,
big.
And you strip it,
Oh, or you leave it loose.
or you leave it too loose,
I mean,
too tight.
Yeah, you can do that.
but
All
that
the
was
above.
so get just a little oil on there,
And it's a
put it there, back it up. Oh,
Yeah.
click.
Yeah.
Now slowly go for it. Okay, there you go.
There you go.
Now you got it.
Now, did Dad check it after you?
He gave it a little check.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
the first few times.
when I was a little boy in those days, I was hoping he would check.
Yeah.
Which he probably did, maybe even without my watching.
Yeah.
And I remember times when he didn't, change oil in the truck or something.
Yeah.
And then, okay, drive it out, which means you better have done it right because
And
otherwise.
I trust you.
Yeah, right. Otherwise, we're going to drop 5 quarts of oil and blow the engine.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah.
such. But I'll give you one. I was learning to drive this old 1959 Ford pickup that we had, and I was like, I know I was driving by 9, and I came around a corner and making it into a gate, fence posts on both sides. Cleaned that fence post right off. Just ran right over it, and because I'm a little kid, it's a manual transmission and all that. And my dad walked over and he saw it and said, "Well, you know where the fence posts are," and walked away. And I felt like a grown-up kid. I was like, okay, I made a mistake. All Dad said is, you know where the fence posts are. In other words, this one I cleaned right off. Go get a new one, dig the hole again, put the new one in there,
Yeah.
and run the wires on
Yep.
it. And I did that as a kid. And then
Yeah.
later he came out and tightened the wires because I was too little to do that. I love that.
Of course.
No. What were you thinking? Well, you make a mistake. You're a kid. What do you know? So just go fix it.
And you actually learned by making the mistake.
Exactly. And you felt, instead of like a grown up,
Yeah.
by the way, drive the truck over and get the post.
Yeah.
Not like, well, now you have to drag because you can't drive. Yeah, you can drive. You just
Yeah.
made a mistake. So
Yeah.
back this thing out of here and go get a new one.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad not too long ago said to me, I always enjoyed when we were able to do things
Oh,
together.
isn't that nice?
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had an old 68 Mustang.
Yeah.
Oh, points, plugs.
Things that you could do.
Yeah.
I love
Carburetor.
carburetor. Or even just change an air filter.
Yeah.
One wing nut, take the lid off, boom, boom. As a kid, you felt like you did
Yeah.
something.
Well, that one's not too bad. So
Yeah.
just
Oh, yeah.
bang it on the cement a little bit, or we'll blow some air in
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
That looks okay.
Yeah, exactly. And put a trouble light behind it.
Yeah.
Or that hold the light for me.
Yeah.
There's no trouble light in the world that shines at the right place.
No, there
no,
isn't.
no. You need
No.
a kid to do it, but not so close that you burn me with that
Yeah.
thing. Which I probably did once or twice. But anyway, here's to fathers who welcomed us to come
Yes.
and help.
Yep.
And I
Yep.
know we try.
Yep.
All right. So that's one. And
Yep.
I'm thoughtful of our time.
Sure.
Okay.
So we'll do 2 to 5.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Okay, well, then we're halfway.
And again, I'm on the NIV, so.
Yeah.
His children will be mighty in the land. The generation of the upright will be blessed. Wealth and riches are in his house, and his righteousness endures forever. Even in darkness, light dawns for the upright, for the gracious and compassionate and righteous man. God will come to him who is generous and lends freely, who conducts his affairs with justice.
Okay, I'm going to give you an opportunity/question.
Okay.
So if I come to church and if I do, church things and if I believe in God, I will be rich, famous, at ease, nicest house in town, the envy of all.
Kids will be honor students.
Oh, gosh. I'll never be sick.
No. And you don't have to worry about paying for education because they're going to get scholarships.
Oh, yeah. Harvard will come knocking.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Begging.
Yeah. So at first, doesn't it, if you were a preacher of these things will come to you, like verse 2. Well, how about verse 3? I think at least initially people would line up until they say, hey,
Well,
what happened?
we hear about this prosperity gospel,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I remember the old comedian talking about those TV preachers.
Okay.
He said, "Oh, we got the form of love and 24 operators waiting to take your call." The Lord wants a Porsche, and He's asked me to drive it.
Oh, my heavens. Oh. So how do we understand these verses
Yeah.
without saying to God, where is it? Where's that, Porsche and country club membership? And those are not bad things in themselves.
Oh, gosh, no.
They came
No.
and such. And all of us who are listening and doing this right now are better off than, let's fly to India. Let's fly to places where people are desperately poor.
Correct.
Doesn't matter how we
Yeah,
live right
yeah.
now. They would be in awe
Yeah.
of what we have. So
Yeah.
some of this is true. Wealth and riches have come to
Well,
us relative to the world.
Exactly. If you make more than $25,000, you're in the upper 1% in the world.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yep.
More than 20. Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Holy moly.
You know, and so we've got words like mighty, blessed,
Yeah. Now,
riches,
right?
right? And so often we move to the earthly idea.
Yeah, because that seems to verse 3, isn't it?
It
Wealth
is.
and riches. But
Yeah.
halfway through, righteousness endures
There
forever,
you
which
go.
we played with
There you
in our
go.
last podcast. And then look at verse 4. Maybe this is his riches. He's
Yeah.
gracious, merciful, and righteous.
You know,
He lends. He's generous. Oh, that guy.
our daughters went to Milwaukee Lutheran High School, and Elizabeth was the oldest, and I would have to pick her up from cross country practice before
Oh,
school started. And,
Okay.
even after school started, there were days I'd pick her up, and she came home, and on the ride home, she said, "Dad, are we rich?"
Oh.
And I said, "Well, honey, we know Jesus." And she said, "I know
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
Jesus
yeah.
rich,
Okay.
but I want the rich."
Rich.
And we had a great conversation. It turned out there were some kids who said because she lived in Cedarburg,
She
and we
is
had
rich.
2 cars, well, you must be rich.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then she said to them, "Well, we live right in Cedarburg. We don't live on the outskirts of
Okay,
Cedarburg where the
okay.
big houses are." So they called her Liz in the Hood. So she lived in the hood of
In
Cedarburg.
the hood.
But isn't that interesting that instead of going from the hey riches to oh wait a minute, riches
No.
are Jesus, she went from the
Jesus,
okay, I get the Jesus
I got
riches,
that one.
but are we rich? You know?
Yeah.
And I think, well, I know what the psalmist is talking about are the riches that last.
Yes. Well, like these qualities: gracious, merciful,
Yeah.
righteous, generous, lending, and just. In
Right.
other words,
Yeah.
keeps his promise.
Yeah. And even in the dark, there's light.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
And so with this guy, a little bit like we were talking about Proverbs 31, the woman of wisdom who laughs at the days to come. Well, this is a picture of
There you
that
go.
same attitude.
There
I
you go.
live in light. I live, I hope, as gracious, merciful, righteous, generous, lending, and I keep my promises, just laughing at the days to come. In other words, I have no great fears. If the wealth is there or not, that's not the key. So here's a richness. Yeah.
Which surpasses the riches that we normally would seek.
You bet. And you
Right.
and I, when we drive around, we know lives.
Yeah.
And there's a beautiful house. I mean, that is a beautiful house. What's the life like in that house?
Is it a home?
Yes.
There's a difference between a house and a home.
And maybe it's so big so that we really don't have to see each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm over here, you're over there. I mean, there are beautiful homes that are beautiful inside.
Yep.
There really are. There have been places, we've been invited to places that just make you go,
Yeah.
holy moly.
Yeah.
And they are wonderful, gracious people in that place.
Yeah,
But it's no guarantee.
It's not a guarantee.
On the other hand, we've visited places that are very modest. Let's just put it that
Yeah.
way. Very, very modest. What a joyful place.
Yeah.
It could be a young couple, just got married. You went to see them after 6 months after the wedding. They are happier than happy
Yeah.
in that little apartment, that little, wherever they are.
Yeah.
And they want to show you, oh,
Yeah.
we just got this at Goodwill. We just got this
Yeah.
and such. Happy.
Of
Wonderful.
course. Yeah. And they see all these things as a blessing. But
Yeah.
today we've got more houses and fewer homes.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And I don't know, we build our structures are bigger, our structures are larger, our tempers are shorter.
That's
we
beautiful.
just I don't know, we try to mask.
Yeah.
And again, boy, it's not wrong to have a nice job. It's
No.
not wrong to have a good paycheck. It's not wrong to
Right.
have a summer home. It's not
Right.
wrong to have
No.
a big home. You know what? I'm happy for people who can do that.
Right. I know what you're waiting for. And our friends are all waiting for it. Lukenbach, Texas.
There you go.
Four-car garage, and we're still building on.
Yeah.
Baby, it's time we got back to the basics
yeah,
of love.
yeah,
I knew you were waiting for that.
George Carlin always talked about the only reason we have bigger houses is we have more stuff.
True. And if we add on, we'll fill that space too.
We have to fill it.
I've never visited somebody with a completely empty garage bay,
Oh gosh. no.
whatever it is.
No.
I don't care what size.
Yeah. There's something in it.
There's usually a lot.
There's something
in
in
it,
it.
whet it is.
Yeah.
It could be cast-off boxes that we somehow feel we're going to use someday. I don't care.
We had some neighbors that were moving. Let me know if you need a hand.
Oh.
Well, we have 6 storage units.
For themselves. Holy cow. That's a lot of storage.
You think?
That's a lot of storage.
And it's interesting that the amount of storage units that are going up around the country.
Oh, isn't that exploding? We should have been in on that
Oh,
a
my.
long time ago.
And if you go to places like my kids have lived in places that don't have basements,
Right.
and the amount of self-storage
I
units.
bet that's
is
even
just-
greater.
Oh,
I never thought of that.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. No, we should have put one down because every little town in Wisconsin now has an enormous
Oh, sure.
storage unit area.
Yeah, they bought a
on
few.
the edge of town.
They bought a few acres from a farmer.
Exactly.
Yep.
And every day it's coming in. Well, we missed that one, But that storage. On the other hand, I'll give you the happy idea.
Yeah.
Our Model T, if you open that bay, there's a Ford Model T looking at you.
Yeah.
And just recently, I had a young man who I never knew walking down the street, and he just stopped. I had opened up the door, and I was going to clean a windshield or something. I wasn't planning on taking the car out. And he saw it, and he said, "What is that?" I've never seen this young man. And, it's a Model T Ford. He said, "Oh," and he came in, and I said, "Do you want a ride?" So I fired it up. We went for a ride, just a mile down, a mile back. He was a very nice young man. I'll probably never see him again.
Oh, nice.
But it was just
He's going to rob your house next week.
Well, he has the Model T if he knows how to start it. Nice thing about the Model T is you can leave the key. It does have a key. You leave the key in.
And nobody's going to know how
I
to
could
start
park
that
it
thing.
all day.
And
at
if they did
Main
get it
Street.
started,
How far are they going to go?
Yeah, they don't know anything about throttles
No,
and-
no. If our friends don't know, a Model T, nothing is marked.
no.
Nothing says here,
No.
start here,
No.
or
you got to
something.
keep the spark going.
No,
and, yeah.
they don't. Yeah, they'll break their arm on it. But that's a case where we have something unique, a Model T.
Yeah.
That you can see when we open the garage door.
Yeah.
But may it be that people come over and say, "Hey, it's not fancy. It's a Model T. It's about the most humble of all
Yeah.
old cars, but it makes a connection with people.
Yeah.
And that's what you're going for. It's like, hey, tell me your story.
Isn't it? Isn't it? And we can make connections with people.
Yes.
But we can also make connections for the people to see Jesus.
Yes. And you start with something simple. I would drive the Model T or the Model A. We had both. And I remember once, this is in Butternut, and I heard that somebody had moved into the Schultz place, and such. They hadn't come to church yet, so I drove the Model T out there. I remember I was talking to this man. He comes out, and I've got the T, and we just talked about old cars for about 25 minutes. And then he finally said to me, "Okay, who are you and why
What
are you here?"
doing?
I said, "I'm the Lutheran pastor over there." Oh, okay. But by the way, he never came to church.
He never came
I
to
wish I
church.
could say, he then 3 years later was our head elder. No,
No.
that didn't happen. But, you try to build a bridge first before you scare them away by saying, "By the way, I'm the Lutheran pastor."
Well, there you
yeah,
go.
boom,
There
slam.
you go.
No.
Yeah.
So anyway, we try. We try. Okay, we have got to do 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay.
Because look at our friend the clock is racing.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know how it got that far away.
Well,
Whatever.
so when we looked at 2 through 5, these are all the things that happen. Does it mean life's perfect?
Oh, good.
No.
I mean, right. I'm with you. Yeah. Great question.
Look at 6 and following. Surely he will never be shaken.
Mm-hmm.
A righteous man will be remembered forever.
Mm-hmm.
He will have no fear of bad news. His heart is steadfast, trusting in the Lord. His heart is secure. He will have no fear. In the end, he will look in triumph on his foes. He's scattered abroad his gifts to the poor. His righteousness endures forever. His horn will be lifted high in honor. It sounds like a eulogy.
Doesn't it? Boy, this was a life well lived.
Yeah.
I want to have that life. Because there's a line that we love. He is not afraid of bad news, or verse 7, however you put it. Let the future come.
Yeah.
And that says there is bad news. It's just I'm not afraid of it.
Right.
Okay.
It's kind of a Job thing, a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
Job starts out with everything, has nothing, ends up with everything.
Everything back.
And I like this one because it doesn't say, "Oh yeah, and by the way, everything got better."
Right.
No, it
No.
just says what hasn't changed is his relationship to the Lord.
He has adversaries, verse 8. It's not like, oh, and God wiped them all off.
Yeah.
No.
Yep,
There's
yep,
trouble. You know, he's now Pollyanna who says everything is wonderful all the time.
Yep.
But look what he does. Look at verse 8. He looks in triumph on his adversaries. And you might say, on the other hand,
Yeah.
he gives freely. He's given to the poor.
Yeah.
Earlier it says he's generous and he lends. And so instead of hunkering down in his fortress because there are enemies, this guy has dropped the drawbridge
Yeah.
and said, it's an open house. Come on in.
You know, verse 3, he's got wealth and riches. His
Yeah,
righteousness
yeah.
endures forever.
Yeah.
And then you go to verse 9, he gives it all away, and his
Exactly.
righteousness endures forever.
Kind of a Zacchaeus.
Yes.
Lord, now that you're here, I'm
Oh.
giving half of this all away.
Yeah.
I'm going to refund people 4 times over.
Yeah.
You know,
And half my gifts I give to the poor.
Poor.
He probably ended up with nothing. And
Darn
Mrs.
it.
Zacchaeus was saying, I needed a new dress.
but at least I was thinking, at least she's going to say, now I can go to the market and
Yeah.
not hear people hissing
Yeah.
behind me.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll just say, you know, they really gave it all away.
Yeah.
I mean, look at, she's wearing the same dress that she had 3 years ago.
We're wealthier now because of them.
Nice touch.
Yeah.
I wonder if anyone came up to her and say, thanks.
Thanks. Can we help you?
I wonder. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not a complete jerk, sometimes people will do unexpected things of kindness.
Well, maybe that's
For
why
you.
no one does that for me.
That's your whole life.
I'm a
is
complete
kindness.
jerk.
No. just you know, and so I wonder if when she was encountered later, I would think that wouldn't it be wonderful. And this is a real story. Remember, it's not a parable. That people remembered what she and Zacchaeus had done, and there was a reward of a measure of kindness.
Yeah.
You know, they saved the best something in the market for her and said, I saved this one for you.
You
That-
know, it's the whole tense of this. It starts off, his children will be.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
then we move into wealth and riches are in his house.
Yep.
And then we move to he has.
Right.
He
Right.
has scattered.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
He is not afraid of bad news. That's already there. His
Yeah.
heart is firm.
Yeah.
Already there. These things are done. He's
And
given
his-
to the poor. Mm-hmm.
His righteousness endures forever. Yeah.
His righteousness endures forever. Isn't that interesting? We usually think of that as God's
God's.
line.
Yeah.
But we were talking about father sons. So
Yeah.
here it's like dad's line.
Yeah.
But he says, we'll put that on you too.
Sure. So we might say, boy, that Dan Pavla, man, is he amazing? He knows all those old cars. Where'd he get that from?
Well, yeah.
I got it from.
Dad. Yeah, who is a way better mechanic than I am.
Yes.
Oh, by intuitive ability.
Yeah, and you know what?
I, nothing.
The Lord is way more righteous than I am.
Yeah, but he gave me this sentence.
Yeah.
He lets me have this.
Yes.
And not a junior plastic version.
No.
I mean, it's real righteousness,
Yeah.
as in keeps a promise, sees that which is right, not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I always felt sorry for the sons of amazing athletes.
Oh, because can you?
Can you
No,
live up to
no.
that? Are you gonna live up to
No.
Pete Rose?
Yeah. No. And
Yeah.
and no.
And you can't. And so then you walk off feeling embarrassed. Not so with the Christian.
How so?
We're not Jesus.
No. Right. And no one expects us to be.
No one expects us
No.
to be.
Uh-uh.
But you know what? We have the privilege of being able to take up our cross and follow
Be
him.
like him. Or as
Yeah.
Paul says in Philippians 2:5, have this mind
Yeah.
which is yours in Christ Jesus.
Yeah.
You can have his mind,
Yeah.
you know, and which is simply have an interest in someone else.
Yep. Yep.
Focus on somebody, not just yourself.
So, in other words, to be a Christian, you got to be out of your mind, and you have to be
That's
in the
true.
mind of Christ.
Right, and there's another mind waiting.
There is another.
You know, yeah, we always say, oh, we're of one mind, Holly and I. Now, who's
Yeah.
using it today? We don't know.
Oh, that's nice.
It's getting harder to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Yeah.
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 And then we both wonder, where did we put it? I don't
Yeah.
know. It was here.
Yeah.
But by
Someone
golly,
told me when it came to math, I once had the brain of a 9-year-old child, and he wants it back.
That's good. Well, we got to do verse 10.
Yep.
Because
Oh,
we're going to hold ourselves to
Oh.
this. See, because Andy is thinking we're not going to be able to do it in
No.
30 minutes.
No.
And there's nothing like, a challenge.
yeah, we will.
We will. Even if we have to end in
Oh, we'll just shut it off.
Okay,
Verse 10.
It's bad.
The wicked man will see and be vexed. He will gnash his teeth and waste away. The longings of the wicked will come to nothing. End of the psalm.
But isn't it interesting? What gets him so angry? Well, this guy's is generous.
Yeah.
He gives to the poor. Boy, that just really makes me mad.
Yeah.
Now, explain that to me. Why would my generosity be so for somebody else?
I'm wondering if it's the people love that generous guy.
Oh,
And wait a
That's
minute.
true.
I'm a better businessman. I've got the bigger home. I got the better
Right.
car. I got the smarter children. I got
Yeah,
the
yeah.
wife that's dressed nicer.
Right.
I got. But they like that guy
that just is wrong.
because he's so generous with his time and
Right,
with
and he's
his
given away
gifts.
Now, he
and-
might have been my competitor at some point, but he's given away so much, like Zacchaeus.
Yeah.
He's given away so much that he's
you
got
know,
nothing.
when you look at the big tycoons of our country,
Sure.
the Rockefellers,
Sure.
the Carnegie, they were all trying to figure out who's the richest,
Yeah,
who's the
yeah.
richest. And you know what? When they got older, who gives away more? Who gives away more?
Carnegie, the libraries, or and
yes,
such.
Carnegie Hall.
Right. Ooh,
And, then-
nice touch.
and then you had the Rockefeller Center, and
yeah,
it's amazing.
it's like compete with one another in a good thing. Generosity,
yeah,
kindness,
yeah,
and maybe even something simpler: listening to somebody else.
yeah,
What did I do today? Well, I listened.
yeah.
Hopefully well.
I was
to
there. I
somebody.
was generous with my time and my attention.
Exactly.
That's it.
When somebody followed me, and I had a meeting last night, and I got to admit, it was past 8 o'clock.
Oh,
I want to go home.
yeah. I
And
don't
somebody
blame you.
followed me into the office. Oh, that's good. And to listen as
Oh,
opposed to
yeah.
say,
Yeah.
I turned into a pumpkin at
Yep.
8:01.
Yep. Have you ever had one of those where someone said, "Oh, when someone passed away, or they were in the hospital, said, I'll never forget what you said when you came to me," and you're thinking, "Okay, I forgot."
Yeah. When did I? Okay. Well, I'm glad you have that memory.
Yeah, you were there for me.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's generosity.
and just say that's
Yep.
great. And when we were there, if we were there, we didn't have to be blindingly
Oh, gosh.
original or
No.
oh my gosh, that's the deepest thought
Yeah.
I've ever had. It pretty much is God forgives. He's with us.
Yeah.
He'll never leave us.
I remember one
all.
person who said, it was so comforting you were there. I don't remember a word you said, but you were there for us.
Yes, exactly. Right. Or in my case, they'll remember some show and tell that I used.
Oh.
I can't remember that I used it, and why I used it, I have no idea. But somehow that story,
It meant something.
Yeah, that story
Yeah.
meant something, and it revolved around a Farmall tractor or
Yeah.
something. Anyway, I am feeling good. I think we're coming
We're
right
done.
up on 29 minutes. Are we at 29 minutes, Andy, or 30? Lower. 28? 28. If we stop talking.
Good night, everybody.
No, if we stop talking, we can set a record for ourselves, and they deserve it.
There you go.
Okay.
And
tag them out.
that's it with Psalms. We'll be back next week with
Something new.
brand new
Absolutely.
surprise
Right. But in the meantime, see you
in church.